In the National Football League, certainly one of the big topics of the day, the continued struggles of the Cleveland Browns at home in the second quarter. That's Baker Mayfield that he's picked off by Trey Flowers.
Yeah, Seattle decides to play man-to-man coverage, and just kind of a bump between Nick Chubb and the defender leads to that interception. This is just a bad break for the Browns offense.
And it would be one of many on the day. We're later in the second quarter now. It's 20-12. And this is, again, a third red zone pick of the year for Mayfield.
Yeah, these are points that you're taking off the board. A ball that should be out in front of Jarvis Landry, thrown behind him, tips equal picks in the NFL.
And then the officiating was a huge story in this game. Under 5 minutes to go in the third, it's Mayfield for Nick Chubb. Landry is blocking. He puts a big hit on a defender. The officials call an illegal blindside block. Landry can't believe the call. Mayfield can't believe the call. After the game, Baker Mayfield had this to say.
The refs are never an excuse, and I'll probably get fined for saying this, but it's pretty bad today. I mean, the guy's squared up with him, running at him. He's lowering his head into Jarvis. What's he supposed to do? Avoid him? I mean, this isn't bullfighting. I mean, I don't know. It takes me off.
Okay, Rex, what'd you make of that?
No, I agree. The officiating was absolutely horrendous in that game. But Baker Mayfield, man, a game like that, you just threw 3 picks. How about you take some ownership? Quit deflecting it. Sit back and say, you know what? I have to get better in the thing. I like the way he started. Said it, should never be an excuse.
Right.
I have to get better. End of it. You're a quarterback. When it goes bad, say I. Just like a head coach would say, I have to look at this. I have to get better. He needs to do that. And when it goes well, it's we. He does just the opposite. When it's going bad, he's talking about we need to do this or pointing to the officials. And then if it's going good, it's I. You got it backwards. I wasn't going to say another word, but I better not.
I got you. Okay, that's a good point, and that's fair. Let's talk about the officiating, though, because it clearly was a big topic, not just in this game, but around the sport yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, you look back a few years to the replacement refs when there was a lot going on. Everybody was like, this can't be the norm. We have to get this fixed. This year, it feels like we just have a bunch of replacement refs. Somehow, it has gotten worse than it's ever been. And I like to find the root of these things.
Yeah.
I'm a deep digger, a person that likes to find out why things are happening. And for me, I think it all starts with Alberto Riveron being an incredibly terrible leader of men. That's what he is. His official crew underneath him has been nothing but terrible. And I would say as soon as TV networks like this one start plucking John Perry, incredible referee. Yep. Start plucking Gene Steratore to CBS, incredible referee. Dean Blandino, many wouldn't say incredible, but he's a lot better than what Alberto Riveron's doing. Pereira, you name it. These TV networks are just plucking all of the great refs, and we're stuck with crap. We're stuck with junk, and that's why every time a call goes to review, everybody knows Alberto Riveron's going to get it wrong because Alberto Riveron wasn't a good ref on the field. Now they put him in charge, and boom, ipso facto, now we got a terrible guy leading the thing. I don't think it's going to get better before it gets even worse, and somehow it's ruining the game. I honestly believe that.
Yeah, remember a couple years ago, there was the conversation that football was going to die because of head injuries? It's not. The issue with football's future is officiating. That's the only thing that could be potentially kill football because, listen, fans are so sick and tired of watching football. We had one of the greatest announcers ever last night bring it up on live television in the moment. Can we have a single play without a flag happening? And that, to me, is the biggest threat to football. It's not head injury.
Let's say who it was, and that was Jim Nantz, and in a game that I'm sure a lot of people watched because it was the Cowboys in that late afternoon slot. And there was a sequence in which there were 6. I know that guy. I'll see him in the rest of my life. I will see that official's face in my sleep for the rest of my life because he was on television more yesterday than Sam Darnold and Dak Prescott combined. They called penalties on 6 consecutive plays on the big drive of the game, and it feels as though there is and if you watch around the sport yesterday, it feels as though there is an emphasis on calling everything. And I'm not sure who it is that thinks that's what we as fans want, but they need to rethink that. They made some very interesting games yesterday difficult to watch.
Greeny, you're there to protect the players. That's your first objective as an official. Protect the players. And you know what? The best officials let them play. Unless it's a horrendous situation right there, that's when you throw it. Don't say, I think I saw that. Think nothing, dude.
Here's the reality.
The league would be better if you never had flags, period, right now. Because go out there, protect the players. That's your job.
Here's the thing. The people in the stands and the people at home are paying money to watch stars. They want the players to be the stars. They don't want the officials to be the stars. It's that simple. Stay out of the way.
And for the review thing, a review is literally what everybody at home can do. We're seeing the same footage as them. And it feels like every single time they get it wrong. It just makes no sense to me, and the NFL has to address it. This is something where if the Commissioner Goodell came out, by the way, and said, Alberto Riveron, take a hike, I think the entire internet would be like, hey, Goodell.
Good
job,
Good
man.
for you.
Good job.
You're not sending Riveron a Christmas card.
Hey, listen,
That guy stinks. He's hurting the game. He's ruining the game. And it's tough to watch whenever there's a flag. It's just terrible. It's just all crap. It's a bunch of junk, if you ask me.
All right. So, listen, I actually agree with your sentiment. Let's go, however, to a very important game in the NFC West yesterday. Elle.
That's right. It was certainly an example of two NFC West rivals going in opposite directions. The Niners and the Rams. Opening drive of the second half for the Rams. Jared Goff pitches to the rookie. And Darrell Henderson, he commits the cardinal sin. He took his eyes off the ball, Coach.
Yeah, when you look at this thing right here, come on, dude, a big game like that. By the way, I love it. We got a defensive guy that's going to be a head coach. Look at that tan.
He's so tan. Ensuing drive, Jimmy Garoppolo getting his best Tim Tebow on, sneaks in for the touchdown. Niners up. Later on, it's Goff back to throw. He's sacked by Solomon Thomas on the play. 49ers lead 20-7
No,
after
that's the first play I've ever seen that kid make, but great job.
There's a first for everything, Coach. There's also a first for this. Did you start Jared Goff in your fantasy?
Yes, I did. 1.1 point, and I'm mad about it. But that front seven for the 49ers, they're legit.
Okay, so you say that because I'm going to speak a little bit to this West Coast bias because there are two unbeaten teams remaining in the NFL, and I can say that the Patriots get plenty of attention. The Niners don't. Is it fool's gold here, or how good is this actually?
It's not fool's gold. I can promise you that. Here's what I see. You got a legitimate coach. Number one, we talk about superstar young coaches. Well, the wrong one showed up. Because Kyle Shanahan, to me, that's the Sean McVay, what he's supposed to be. Kyle Shanahan's doing it. And he took it from his pops. What? Run the football, be physical, and by the way, that defense, oh my goodness, that front seven is absolutely legit.
Pat, we spent a lot of time talking about the Bears, how good that defense is, and could they ride that defense to a Super Bowl? The same could be said for the Niners. Do you think they have the potential to make a run?
I think that Niners defense is a bunch of savages. I just said it. I think Jimmy G, who's incredibly handsome, is also good enough to win games for you. That defensive coordinator,
he's handsome.
Handsome, energetic. He's got a big-time stop. He's probably going to be a head coach. And you're playing against a Rams. Now, granted, they played the Browns and the Rams, who are both teams that are kind of faltering a little bit. This Rams team is a completely new team. No center, retirement, see you later to a guard. They're a completely different operating team, but we should not undersell how good the 49ers are. I think after the Monday night slaughtering of the Cleveland Browns, all we talked about was Dapgate with Richard Sherman and Baker Mayfield because those two are firestorms. This 49ers team is legit, and I think they have the makings to make a good run, especially with a wizard as a head coach. The only thing negative is Robbie Gould's performance thus far. He's got a rookie holder. They'll work that out. The 49ers seem to be a legit contender.
You're right, because when we're thinking about the Niners, we're certainly looking at what they're doing on special teams. Said no one, Pat. Tonight
That's
on
real
ESPN,
football, by the way.
I love you.
Just
I love
for future
you.
reference,
I love it. I love you. That's the perspective we need here, Pat. Tonight on ESPN Monday Night Football from Lambeau, we're asking people to pay attention. Aaron Rodgers and the First Place Packers hosting. This will be a big one. Matt Stafford and the Lions cover start 6 Eastern with Monday Night Countdown, followed by the game at 8 Eastern on ESPN, and as always on the ESPN.